We are here at Ireland House this morning. It is all about doing amazing things for the community. Heritage Garden Initiative. Thanks for joining us, Miriam. I love your story. I love what you're doing here, and I love that we're getting our hands dirty in rhubarb.
Yeah, so we're pulling out some rhubarb here, which is a great thing from your garden to harvest at this time. Super easy, because all you have to do is reach down to the bottom and twist and pull, and then just pull off your stalk, and you've got some great rhubarb here.
Oh, okay, now you thought of this idea, like this came to you when you had some time to reflect during, you know, the COVID years that we don't love to talk about, but it is what it is. And you thought this would be a great idea, and I know exactly where to put it.
Yeah, we kind of had this piece of land here that hadn't been gardened for a while, and a coworker and myself had a lot of time on our hands and still needed to physical distance at that point, so we decided to tackle the garden and make it what it is today.
Okay, what is it today? Tell us a little bit about what happens here.
So today it's our Heritage Garden Initiative, and we have students from the M.M. Robinson Community Pathways program come and help us garden all through the second half of the school year. So everything you see here is done by these guys, and it's an amazing program. They walk up from their school twice a week and just help garden, and they're awesome to work with.
It must be such an incredible learning experience for them, because most of the time students don't necessarily get to be able to get their hands dirty and learn about gardening, which is such an important tool.
Yeah, it's great for your physical health, it's great for your mental health, and they're also learning a lot about community. Everything that we harvest here is actually donated to the Burlington Food Bank. We work in partnership with them, so they're also grateful for our donations.
That's so great. Now, when did they start the program?
So we start this program at the beginning of the school year, so they start coming up to the school around April, but they actually start the seedlings back in February and March under grow lights in their classroom.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, coming up, we are going to be chatting with one of the teachers who comes with the students here to the garden, and we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like for them, and then we're going to chat with some students. So, Miriam, this is going to be a great day.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to meet everyone. It's going to be fabulous.
Such a great initiative. I love it. I want to eat this rhubarb right now. Maybe I'll cut it up and put it in a pie.
Maybe we will.
Okay. All right, make sure you stay with us. There's so much more coming up on Morning Live. Right now, we are being joined by one of the teachers. She is Heather, the Special Education Resource Teacher, and you've been nominated for the Governor General's History Award for Excellence in Teaching Canadian History. That's huge.
It's pretty amazing. So.
That is a big deal. And I know it all kind of ties into this Heritage Garden, which has been such a special project for you.
It is. And it's something that's really, really important for us, because we are on, our school itself, M.M. Robinson, is on the historical lands that used to belong to the Ireland family. In fact, it used to be a cornfield. And the same thing with the school board office.
Yeah.
And so since we're so close by, we're only about a 10-minute walk away. I had one of my fall classes kind of coming up here just to kind of visit the property, and then we realized that there was a garden here that could probably use a little bit of kind of tender care.
Yeah.
And we lost our garden areas. We only had small plots, like not even a plot. They were basically kind of
flower beds.
Like not even flower beds. They're these round kind of dollar store things, kind of tire-sized gardens.
I get it. Yeah.
And so that's what we originally started off with, and my students wanted to kind of go, to be able to make something bigger, and on top of that, we were also, through our experiential education funding with our school board, we were able to actually acquire some grow lights, so we were able to kind of actually grow a whole bunch of seedlings, and they needed basically a home to actually be planted. So we connected together with Ireland House, with Miriam. We got kind of connected together, and it's kind of gone from there. And so we've been planting, like, I would say kind of, over, I would say about 300 plants that we've actually been putting in through the seasons.
Wow.
And they vary depending upon what the students want, but also kind of historical plants. So things like cabbages and turnips. And this year we actually have the loofah sponge.
Which I loved. I saw that.
So on our trellis. So cucumbers that can be made for pickles, etc. So
incredible. It must be so rewarding for the students.
It is.
They just must love it.
And for our students especially, it's important for them because they're giving back to the community. The community is also connecting together with them as well, so that it's important that we actually know what people, young people, especially with disabilities, they are, they need job skills. They need to be kind of working and giving back to the community. And this is a perfect, this is a perfect type of program for them to bring.
It's fun.
It is.
It's getting them outside. Like it's great for everybody.
They can move around.
And this little seed library is the cutest thing. You guys pick seeds, you put them in here, and then this is going to be moved to more of a community-based area, and they can grab the seeds and people can plant their own gardens.
It's really important. So many studies actually said the being outside is so important for mental health, especially for our youth.
For sure.
So our
Get them off the screens and into the garden.
Get off the screens, and also for our youth that are on, have ADHD as well as on the autism spectrum disorder. A lot of studies have actually said it's really important for kids to actually be outside, for them to be able to have the movement, to be able to have that risk. Plants don't talk back to people, right? So, So there, it's a comforting type of thing to actually be doing. So,
well, I love it. Congratulations. You have done a fantastic job with these kids. And coming up, we are going to be chatting with one of the students and how they find their experience in the garden. So much more coming up on Morning Live. But for now, sending things back inside the studio. Well, we are back right in the garden getting our hands dirty, and I'm being joined now by one of the students, Amanda. And Amanda, what do you like best about coming to the garden?
What I like about best coming into the garden is I like learning about different plants and herbs, and I like planting them, and I find it very easy. So how I find it easy is all you do is you take the pot and then you pinch it and then you rotate it upside down, and then you dig a hole, and then you put the plant in, and then you take the dirt and then you just pat it around with the plants.
That's amazing. I love that you guys are able to learn how to do this and get right in there, get your hands dirty. Now, what plant did you pick?
I picked basil.
Basil, I love basil.
I picked basil.
How come?
The reason why I picked basil is because it has a very good scent of smell.
It's delicious, isn't it?
It is delicious.
And you can use it in all sorts of different recipes.
Of course, like pizza and spaghetti, etc.
Yes, you are a woman after my own stomach. I love pizza and I love all of that.
Ooh, me too.
So when you come to work in the garden, you get your hands dirty, you planted the basil. What are some of the other plants that we have here in the garden?
The other plants that we have in the garden are we have hot pepper plants.
Oh, are they spicy?
Yes, they're very spicy.
Okay.
And then we have parsley plants and the basil, and we have tomato plants too.
And what are these ones here? These are
ones
very big.
These are leeks.
Are they ready for harvest?
Not yet.
Not yet,
soon.
But they are getting there, aren't they?
Yes, they're getting there, and eventually they will turn into allium flowers, and they're in the onion family. So, and they have all of these tiny flowers that are all clustered together. So that's what an allium looks like. And so these are leek plants, and it will eventually turn into alliums.
Wow. Well, Amanda, you really know your stuff about gardening. I think you are going to have a long, long, long career in planting. Thank you so much for joining us, Amanda.
You're welcome.
It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you too.
There's so much more coming up on Morning Live. We will harvest, we will eat, we will have such a good time. Don't go anywhere. There's so much more coming up from the Heritage Garden. We are back at the Heritage Garden. And this initiative is so important to the community of Burlington. Not only do they donate a lot of their stuff to the food bank, Miriam, off camera, someone actually called you Martha Stewart. You're very, very good at this stuff, is the impression I am getting.
I've gotten better. Actually, when we started this, I didn't know how to garden. I've never gardened before this project, and I've never canned, but you learn all these things. Yeah, no, I don't have a green thumb. It's not a thing.
Good
but
for you.
We've taught ourselves to do these things. So
because it's not easy sometimes.
No, but it's been really fun learning everything, and it applies to where I work here at Ireland House. It's great. It's bringing in that heritage that I know from my job.
Totally.
So it's all applicable.
Okay, now you've got a lot of stuff here. This is the most interesting, so I think we should talk about this first. This looks like it just came out of my shower.
Yeah, so that's from a loofah squash. It's a loofah, and they come from a loofah squash. That's where the name comes from.
Wow.
You can grow them in your garden. You can incorporate them into soap making if you like to do that. It's literally, it's what you wet and scrub your body with in the shower.
You can
grow
to
in
wet
your garden.
That is so, it's don't eat it.
Don't eat
This
it,
is
yeah.
not a food. But how
Exactly.
cool is it that you guys have this here? And all of this stuff has come from garden.
Yeah, so we have a rhubarb chutney here from the rhubarb that we
That we
picked
just
earlier.
picked, yeah.
Exactly. So you obviously take the leaves off; those you cannot eat. But then you can pickle it down and preserve it.
How
This is
beautiful
with
that
raisins
is.
and rhubarb and onions and vinegar and lots of spices.
Amazing. And then I know that there is pickled beets that is hugely popular. Like, I like beets, but I only like them when they're pickled.
I don't like beets not pickled either. I only
Yeah.
like my grandmother's beet recipe, which is what I've made, and that's because it's sweet and it's just got these lovely spices. There's cinnamon and cloves in it.
Lovely.
So I have an example here,
Okay.
and it's a salad I make for my family with the pickled beets, and it's what I bring to every family gathering. It's their absolute favorite.
Okay.
And we've got our spinach here. We've got some cut up cucumber that we add to it.
So fresh. I love spinach salad in the summertime.
Exactly. We've
It's the
got
best.
chopped walnuts. We've got feta here, which we add too. And then, do you want to add the beets there?
Sure. I love the whole like farm to table concept.
Yes, and this is eating seasonally as well. Everything we're showing here can actually be pickled throughout the entire season so that you still get these fresh nutrients in the winter as well.
Smart.
And then we're going to add our balsamic vinaigrette, but just to tie it in, we're going to add some of our beet juice from what we pickled
yeah,
and make like a
smart.
beet juice balsamic. So did you want to put that on there?
Totally, do I? Oh my gosh, yeah, your family eats well for sure.
And then you can always add like a seasonal fruit like blueberries or strawberries or something like that and toss it all up, and it's just our absolute favorite for any gathering.
I love the fact that like this is what was done 200 years ago and we're still doing it today.
Exactly. The way they would have gotten their nutrients in the fall and winter is by preserving stuff that they would have picked from their garden. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's no grocery store to hop over to.
No.
And rhubarb's at the beginning of the season, beets in the middle, and this is actually green tomato chow here, made from green tomatoes right before the last frost.
Right, because if they're green, you pick them.
Yep, they're green, you pick them, and you can pickle them with lots of onions, vinegar, lots of sugar again. And we actually brought a little sandwich here that you can try.
Yeah.
Little prosciutto and turkey, and this is a special in Nova Scotia green tomato chow chow.
Okay, if I have to try it, I will.
I know, and it's on this sandwich here.
Okay, now while I'm taking a bite, maybe you can tell people if they want to get involved in the initiative, how do they do so?
So to get involved in the initiative, we're always looking for volunteers to help us garden here. So you can contact our volunteer coordinator, go to museumsofburlington.ca. You can also grow in your own garden and donate to the food bank. So if you go to the Burlington Food Bank's website, they have instructions as to how to garden, because it's important that you pick and wash and you label where it's come from and the date it was picked, just so that they can track things.
Amazing. Okay, this is so good, by the way. Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us. Congratulations on such a successful project. It is beautiful. I love the kids. Everyone was so fun to work with today. If you want more information, we will have it on our website, chch.com. That chutney is like, mwah.